Hi, this is Angel Taylor, and in today's video we're going to be going over a summary of the syllabus for Communications 1110. And start off by talking about how speeches, or how our grades are calculated for our speeches. They are 90% of our grade will be from the actual speeches themselves, and the other 10% actually will come from our written work. And grades follow a simple calculation. So we'll take the averages of the grades for the speeches and the averages of the grades for the written work, and then we'll be adding them together, and the result of that will be the final grade. No late speeches will be graded, however, so anything submitted after that 6 a.m. deadline on the due date will not be accepted. All speeches do have a time limit, so anything over 4 minutes will result in a 10-point penalty. So those 10 points will be subtracted from our final grade for every minute that we're over that 4-minute mark. Also, if we talk on specific topics, then the speech can actually be given a 0. So those topics are things like AIDS, abortion, drug use, alcohol use, teen suicide, teen pregnancy, religion, child abuse, drugs in colleges and sports, birth control, drinking, driving, texting, driving, blood donation, sports, baseball, basketball, football, that kind of thing. So anything on those topics will not be accepted and will result in a 0. As far as the actual speeches go, we can use notes. You can have a 3x5 index card with notes written on the front, or an informal outline. If you have a 3x5 index card with notes on the front and back, or if we're using formal outlines, then we will actually that'll actually result in a 40 points being deducted. For the speakers that don't use notes, you will actually be giving an additional 7 points added onto your speech. So not using notes is a good thing. All speeches should follow a simple formula, sort of along the lines of what is required for an essay. So those of us who've taken English 1 should be familiar with that sort of format. So it should start off with our introduction. So the introduction should be something that gets the audience's attention. It should set up our topic and let people know what the speech is going to be about, and should include 2 citations to sort of establish that credibility. But it should also have a topic sentence, which will be that last sentence of the speech, or the last sentence of the introduction, that will lead into what the topic is. Next up is our second paragraph. It should be something that supports the thesis and carries on with the topic of the speech. And it should have 2 sources, or three citations, excuse me, and be 5 to 7 sentences long. It should also be singular, concrete, and specific. Next up is our full body of the speech, and this is where we're going to really get into the meat of the topic. And once again, it should be singular, concrete, and specific. It should have 5 to 8 sentences with 4 citations. 3 of those citations should actually have the name of the author in it, and only 1 of those can be an anonymous author of a website. However, we are encouraged to use things like books, newspapers, scholarly journals, magazines, and pamphlets. So using those over something like websites. Next up, lastly, would be the conclusion. This is where we're going to wrap everything up and really wrap up the topic. Go back and hit those highlights of the points that we made in the body, and just recite the topic sentence, and then just wrap up the speech. Once that is all done, then we are going to take those speeches, upload them to YouTube, and email them to the professor. And that should be sent to your CSU email address and hyperlinked, so that you can just click on it and not have to copy and paste anything. And once again, speeches are due at 6 a.m. on the due date. Anything over that will result in not being graded. And our final grades are then posted 72 hours after the speech is uploaded, and so that we can check our grade books to see what we made. So that is the summary of the syllabus, and I look forward to doing some future speeches and using the syllabus to really round out those speeches and get some good grades. So thanks a lot, and once again, this is Angel Taylor, and I will see you in the next video. Bye for now.